Good evening and welcome. You're watching Trending Tonight with me, Sanket Upadhyay. The top focus on this show is going to be what appeared in a CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education's question paper. Now, for those who are not aware or have not seen this story, let's first tell you what appeared in a class 10th comprehension passage of the CBSE question paper. Let's put that detail on your screen. The passage text. It says, disobedience of wives. Emancipation of the wife destroyed the parents' authority over the children. It was only by accepting her husband's way that a mother could gain obedience over the younger ones. The mother did not exemplify the obedience upon which she still tried to insist. In bringing the man down from his pedestal, the wife and the mother deprived herself, in fact, of the means of discipline. Women gaining independence is the main reason for a wide variety of social and family problems. And this is the most horrible line of that comprehension passage. If wives stop obeying their husbands, children and servants are indisciplined. Now, this matter reached the Parliament. It was raised in Parliament. The CBSE has taken certain action, removed this passage, have said that we'll give full marks to students. But that is not going to be enough. The biggest point is, how did this passage escape all possible checks and balances of the Central Board of Secondary Education? Is it so easy to write something like this in a question paper in the CBSE? Who's behind this? Where's the action? Where is the inquiry? How soon will that inquiry be conducted? And most importantly, which is going to be our topic of discussion, the CBSE question paper on disobedient wives. Is misogyny creeping into our education system? Is this deliberate, as is being questioned by many people? So that's going to be our discussion in just a short moment from now. But before we come to this discussion, let's also tell you about the other big story. Prime Minister Modi inaugurating the 339 crore rupee Kashi Vishwanath corridor today, just 2 months before the UP elections. All BJP chief ministers, over 3,000 seers, attended the launch of the project, which is crucial for the party ahead of the state polls next year. This is the third project that the Prime Minister inaugurated in Uttar Pradesh in a week.
The cameras firmly focused on Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he inaugurated Phase 1 of the Kashi Vishwanath Corridor project that connects two icons in the holy city of Varanasi, the Ganga Ghats to the Kashi Vishwanath temple, and cost 339 crore rupees to build. A government project that's been turned into a mega day-long event. The Prime Minister also led the main rituals inside the Kashi Vishwanath temple, with not even Chief Minister Adityanath present, reaffirming Modi's lead role for the BJP in the UP polls. In this lengthy speech inside the Kashi Corridor complex, the Prime Minister invoked politics, gulami or colonization, and even the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb.
मुझे खुशी है कि सदियों की गुलामी ने हम पर जो प्रभाव डाला था, जिस हिंद भावना से भारत को भर दिया गया था, अब आज का भारत उससे बाहर निकल रहा है। आज का भारत सिर्फ अयोध्या में प्रभु श्री राम का मंदिर ही नहीं बना रहा, बल्कि देश के हर जिले में मेडिकल कॉलेज भी बना रहा। औरंगजेब के अत्याचार, उसके आतंक का इतिहास साक्षी है, जिसने संस्कृति को कट्टरता से कुचलने की कोशिश की। यहां अगर औरंगजेब आता है तो शिवाजी भी उठ खड़े होते हैं।
For the BJP, the political hype around the corridor reflected in the massive build-up to the inauguration, from social media to an on-ground media saturation. Chief ministers of all BJP-ruled states are in Varanasi, and will take part in a conclave with the Prime Minister. The inauguration was beamed live across UP and the country.
राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी ने इसी काशी में आकर के अपनी पीड़ा को व्यक्त किया था। यहाँ की गलियों, तंग गलियों को देख करके, यहाँ की गंदगी को देख करके, गांधी जी के नाम पर बहुत सारे लोगों ने सत्ता प्राप्त की होगी, लेकिन गांधी जी के उस सपने को साकार करने का कार्य कि काशी बाबा विश्वनाथ का धाम इस भव्य रूप में हो, वह पहली बार हम सबको देखने को प्राप्त हो रहा है।
All this despite questions over the intertwining of religion and politics and the opposition's attack on the BJP for what they call the use of government events for political gains. All schools in Varanasi were shut today and teachers deputed to light lamps on Varanasi Ghats.
यहाँ तकरीबन 5000 शिक्षक शिक्षिकाएं लगे हुए हैं ड्यूटी पे।
और क्या क्या कर रहे हैं आप?
यहाँ पे रंगोली, पेंटिंग्स और दीप प्रज्वलन का कार्य सारे घाटों को सुसज्जित करने में सहयोग कर रहे हैं।
आप ही लोग कर रहे हैं?
जी बिल्कुल।
दिए जलवाना या रंगोली बनवाना आपके हिसाब से मतलब ये सही है सरकारी इवेंट में इस तरह काम करवाना, या आपका प्राथमिकता शिक्षा होनी चाहिए?
प्राथमिकता शिक्षा है सर, हमारा विद्यालय खाली नहीं है। मतलब प्रत्येक विद्यालय से 1 या 2 शिक्षक की ही ड्यूटी लगाई गई है, बाकी शिक्षक विद्यालय पे अपना कार्य कर रहे हैं।
On the streets of Varanasi, diverse opinion over the project.
जो कहते हैं तकलीफ होती है, तो मैं उनसे कहूंगी कि भाई उनको तकलीफ ना हो, क्योंकि हम हिंदू हैं और हम हिंदुस्तान में रहते हैं। और सच बात, मोदी जी के आने से पहले बार लग रहा है कि हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, लेकिन ऐसा मुझे नहीं लग रहा है। हमारे साथ बहुत मुस्लिम भाई हैं, बहुत सारे धर्मों के लोग हैं, हम लोग मिलते जा रहे हैं, सब एक दूसरे को बधाई दे रहे हैं।
While the opening of the corridor will definitely ease access between the ghats and the iconic Kashi Vishwanath temple, it is the political hype around the project that the BJP hopes to cash in ahead of the 2022 assembly election in UP. With Vineet Verma and Ajay Singh, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Let's now quickly go back to the issue that we were talking about. CBSE question paper on disobedient wives. Is misogyny creeping into our education system? I would like to introduce Professor Chandra B. Sharma, Professor of IGNOU, and Professor Geeta Bhatt. She is the Director of the NC Web, University of Delhi. J.S. Rajput, India's representative to the Executive Board of UNESCO and also the former Director of NCERT. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajput. And Amiben Yagnik, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party. Mr. Rajput, I would like to begin with you, sir. Good evening. Do you see a problem with what happened today?
No, I don't see a problem. I see it as a routine thing that happens. Whenever anything happens of this nature, there are protests from a certain lobby. And that is that. It's not a big deal. If you want my opinion, I will offer my opinion on this.
Yes, exactly.
May I go ahead?
No, can I ask you, why do you feel that there is nothing wrong in this? First of all, if I were to ask you, is it very normal for misogynistic questions to just creep into question papers with no checks?
No, I will tell you. Yes, I will tell you. There is an institution with all the reputation and credibility. It has done something and accepted it. It has responded with all the sensitivity needed at that level. I have gone through the paragraph. I have gone through the questions that have been asked. And if I was to set this paper, I would not have used this paragraph. It is not from a textbook. It is from somewhere else. And there has been slight indiscretion in using it. I agree, because it can be misinterpreted. And it will certainly be misinterpreted by those who are ever ready to find faults with the institutions. I have faced it. I have gone through it in several occasions for several years. Yes, CBSE must be more cautious, must revise its procedures and processes, and ensure that even the slightest error of judgment by somebody should not be overlooked. It must by those who have the responsibility to oversee these situations. This is all that has happened. It is not a big deal. It could also have been handled by giving a suggestion to CBSE. And if CBSE had not responded, then we could have accused them of anything. But not like this. It is not something Errors do happen. They happen in institutions, they happen in parliament, they happen everywhere.
Okay, but
And they are
Amiben
corrected.
Yagnik,
Yes.
you know, this point that Mr. Rajput is making, that since they've course corrected, thus it is much ado about nothing. My question is very different. My question is, why did it happen in the first place? And number two, where is the punishment? Is it very normal for this to happen and then a quick correction, full marks to students? Who did this? Will this be identified or not? Number two, you know, is this in a way misogyny creeping into a question paper? For instance, where were those checks and balances? Can anyone write anything and it will pass off? Amiben Yagnik, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, this question was for you, ma'am.
I think very, yes, Sanket ji, it is very, very surprising and shocking also that a perfectly fine education system is asking these kind of questions in question papers. That is what we suppose, that it's a perfectly fine education system. These are young, raw minds, and if such things creep in question papers, and if the education system is not asked difficult questions or accountability, I think it is going to be maybe repeated, and we should be careful about it. I am wondering whether the board, the CBSE board, knows who is preparing the course material, course questions, course curriculum, and what do they want to teach our children, what do they want to see the next generation as. Are they not wanting them to have the right kind of education or the right kind of life, because these are, education teaches you.
No, but Amiben, how will you respond to what Mr. J.S. Rajput said? He said that, you know, he would have been surprised if the board would have brazened it out or defended this decision. On the contrary, what they've done is they've acknowledged that something has gone wrong, it's an error on their part, and have course corrected. Do you think that is enough? My question was in that context.
No, that, I mean, it had to do it. This was raised in the parliament. You know, it was raised in the parliament. It was showing what is happening in the education system. So if it has done course correction, well, but they have to account for this. How did it happen in the first place? Who is having this kind of a mindset to put it in question papers to see that these innocent and young minds are brainwashed? Are you trying to put something else in their minds? Are we not wanting them to have the right education? Apart from the right education, are we not trying to teach them what is righteousness in life? And so this course correction is fine. Well, they have to do it instantly. But how it happened has to be inquired into, and it does not happen, and it does not creep in the education system slowly and gradually, so that Mr. finally you have some kind of thing which cannot be corrected ever.
Okay, Professor Sharma, here is the thing. There are two ways to look at this. Either this is the personal enterprise of someone which went unchecked, and thus any motive being attached of this being some, you know, there being some notorious mischievous motive of a very long, you know, with a very long-term impact to alter the way students think, can be ruled out. Or this is an extremely complacent system that lets all of this happen. And then obviously we'll never know who was behind it.
Sanket ji, once again I will congratulate you and media for taking up this issue. Had media not taken it up, nobody would have known. I would completely agree with Honorable Rajput Sahab that this can happen. This can happen because I have been chairman of a board and hundreds of questions paper were set up during my tenure as chairman. I never looked at any question or question paper myself because that would have eroded the confidentiality. We trust the setter and the moderator. It is unfortunate that this question paper setter and the moderator could not see this paragraph as something which should not be asked on a question paper. This reflects on the poor quality of selection of setters and moderators. But what has really perturbed me is that the honorable parliamentarians have raised this issue, and invariably every parliamentarian has said What are we teaching? What is the curriculum? Honorable parliamentarians, you have not even gone into the issue of it. It's about only question paper. This government in 7 years is teaching what the Congress had decided as curriculum. This curriculum, what is being taught since 2014, is not changed.
Yes.
This was done during 2005-7, and the textbooks are those. So Congress has absolutely no face of
Okay, but
raising
Professor-
the issue of curriculum.
Professor Sharma-
Curriculum and now,
Professor Sharma-
Sanketji, please give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
No, but I
Please,
just
1
want to
minute.
ask you, are
This
you,
is not
are you
a
trying to
question of
say that,
curriculum, this is a
are
question
you
of
trying to
setting.
say that this misogyny or this misogynistic comment is a legacy of the Congress party?
No, differentiate between curriculum and question paper. Question paper is a mistake of one person or two persons. To maintain secrecy of question paper, even the chairman of the board cannot look into the question paper. I am completely sure the chairman at CBSE must have taken action by now, and they will definitely remove this person. How do we select? We select the setters and the moderators on the basis of their seniority, their experience, and if a person does this, there is no way we can rule it out. I completely agree with Professor Rajput. I have been chairman, but I never saw a question paper. We trust those who set the question paper.
Okay, so
But
those who
I'm only,
framed,
I'm only,
you
I'm only
have trusted
concerned.
some people
the
who have failed.
parliamentarians. One more issue
Yeah,
that
I'm
I
going to
want
come back to you,
raise.
Professor Sharma, because Professor Bhatt has
Okay.
not spoken. Professor Bhatt,
Yeah.
the point is, yes, the CBSE did take action. But you know, the larger question will remain on the manner in which this reached the question paper. Now, Professor Sharma is saying we trust the teachers, it's a function of trust. Okay, so obviously trust does not work. You see, there is a huge problem with the way these things happen. This question came in a question paper for children. I mean, it cannot remain a function of trust. There has to be multiple rounds of checking.
Well,
You're framing
Sanketji,
questions for an impressionable mind.
well, Sanketji, yes, definitely when, question papers are being set for any standard, whether at university level or at school level, at higher secondary level, what is important is that they need to be academically oriented. They should match the standard of the curriculum from which the examination paper is being set. They should be, religion neutral, and should take into consideration that, that socially or politically they do not harm the sentiments of, any particular group or society. And what has happened, or in the question paper, definitely no one is in support of what came into that question paper, and any kind of question which is which is controversial or which is hurting, or whether it is misogynistic, it needs, whether overtly or covertly, it needs to be withdrawn, and course correction is required, which the CBSE
No, but
has already
if
done.
you
But
could,
the
if you could
point
tell
is-
me, because
but
you're all
I'm coming to
academicians,
that.
I just want to know, obviously the board will know who is responsible behind this. What action can one expect against this individual? Will he be
Well, I
suspended,
think-
sacked,
I can
questioned,
tell you.
punished?
Sanketji, definitely, there is within every system and every board, there is a system which basically looks into if there is any kind of error which has taken place, whether inadvertently or consciously. But the fact is that it is not the first time. It is what is unfortunate is that it should not be used as a political tool. For example, in the sociology paper of class 12. Again, a question which was asked was it was very discouraging to see such a question, where it was asked that that under which government party in Gujarat 2002 unprecedented anti-Muslim riots took place. This question was asked, but no one kind of condemned it or said that why this type of a question has been asked by the honourable
Professor Bhatt,
parliamentarian.
you see,
But the point is that
you see,
it should not.
saying
There
that if
should
wives
be-
stop obeying
what
their
is
husbands,
important-
children and servants are indisciplined.
Well, no one is, Sanketji, definitely no one is in support of this paragraph, and it definitely needs to be looked into that how this has appeared, whether this or any kind of a question which is controversial in nature, which is hurtful in nature.
How did it creep in? Okay, Amiben Yagnik, do you feel, let's talk solutions here, do you feel that there has to be a change in the system in which these questions are framed so that they are not just a function of trust, but they have a better scientific method to them instead of a professor trusting another professor and letting things go?
No, I think we cannot leave the education system or the teachings to one particular individual. Maybe the person is given or assigned a subject, but then there should be a common thrust that we are teaching our young minds what they need to learn. There should not be some kind of a deeper malaise or some kind of a personal thought process coming in the education system. The education has to be such which has to bring all our children into the mainstream to be good citizens. These kind of personal things cannot be permitted, and I think some action should be taken to find out what kind of paper setting is this, what kind of a holistic approach a particular educational board
I think
is
it was
taking.
very, very
So
important for this amount of outrage to have existed, and good that it did, and I'm glad that this question has been taken back, but there have to be systems beyond the function of trust to make sure that this does not happen again.
You could give me some time also
to
say something.
Yes,
I would
Professor
like to
Rajput.
say something. May I? Yes. You see, it must have been thousands, hundreds if not thousands of the question papers which have been set in a very correct manner by the board, and they have conducted examinations. We are proud of the CBSE, we are proud of the NCERT, no matter which government is in the center or in the states. There is an error, and from my personal experience I can tell you, in various institutions, I have supervised these things, C.B. Sharma ji has supervised these things. We know that in such cases, strict action is taken, and I need not mention, but I am sure the CBSE is going to be very particular and sensitive about its reputation also. And it will never permit such things. They have grown up over the years. These institutions are the assets of the nation.
Sure.
So if they commit an error, tell them it's an error. Don't bring politics in it. This is my request to all the persons.
Sure,
After all, do you think parliamentarians don't make mistakes? They also make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We are human beings. So if somebody, and let me, last sentence is, in NCERT when a book is written, there is a set standard procedures, and that is why NCERT books are considered to be the best amongst any. Similarly, in CBSE, the procedures we know are so strong and strict that if something happens of this type, everybody there is unhappy, stunned, because their main job and aim in life is credibility of the institution should not be.
Well, if these incidents happen,
and I'm sure
then
they have
obviously
done it. Don't worry.
they damage the credibility of a board
let
like
nobody worry. Let nobody worry about CBSE.
Okay, sure.
Let nobody worry about this. This question is, such questions will not come in the future. I can say it.
Okay, sure. Professor Sharma, Professor Bhatt, J.S. Rajput and Amiben Yagnik, thank you very much for joining us. At this moment, I'm also joined in by Shiv Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi. She wrote a letter to the Education Minister. Thank you very much, Ms. Chaturvedi. You think just deleting this question would be enough? Or do you think we need to know how this question reached the question paper in the first place?
Absolutely. I have written the letter to the Education Minister of India, and I have been outraged simply because I am one of those women who have stepped out of homes and are contributing, whether it is towards policy making, towards politics, etc. But being a good mother to my two children who respect me immensely, and I think authority being diminished because of us stepping out of homes. So it personally, I think it's a very unfortunate comment and misogynistic comment to make. So I have asked the Education Minister for three things. One is an unconditional apology coming from CBSE, the board which decides such questions to be out there. Second, an investigation as to how this text appeared in a question paper. Third, holding accountability, where we take some kind of disciplinary action on these so-called subject experts who allowed something like this to happen. We cannot make this the norm where you'll continue to talk about women in such an undignified manner. On one hand, Prime Minister speaks from the Red Fort of this country. On the other hand, we're promoting this kind of derogatory conversations and judging women for stepping out of their homes. And it takes immense amount, let me also tell you, it takes immense amount of courage, it takes immense amount of self-confidence, it takes immense amount of support from the families for women to step out. And despite the country being unsafe for women, despite country being patriarchal in its mindset, we women have managed to break down certain barriers to be where we are. And to be judged in such a derogatory fashion is unbelievably, I would say, shameful.
Then, Ms. Chaturvedi, would you say that this question, its appearance in the papers is actually a disservice to women?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's not just disservice, it's a huge insult to these women who are contributing to India's economic GDP. We unfortunately have a situation where our women's labour force participation in India has been reducing. However, they continue to contribute in whatever capacity is possible. Right from those who are travelling in local trains far off distances in the city of Mumbai to contribute financially to their families, and also being part of ensuring that their children live up to whatever dreams and expectations they have in their minds. It is insulting, demeaning, misogynistic and shameful reduction of women to only domestic roles. And I'm telling you, I continue to say this. This is something that RSS chief has been repeatedly saying, that women's role should be confined to their homes. And that is why the society is breaking up, families are breaking up, because women have become far too empowered.
Okay, wish we had an RSS representative to maybe answer or reply to what you said. But thank you very much, Priyanka Chaturvedi, for joining us and sharing your views. With that, it's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight. News continues.